As the trees around us grow, so too does our story. Our champions may come and go, but our foundation remains. This is the world's game. The beautiful game. A dance of athletic grace, poetic strategy, and physical precision. Yet this does not make the game. It is the people, the love, the passion, the indomitable spirit. From the rooftops of India to the streets of Haiti, it is the world's game. This is our game, our club. We are Sacramento.
Visit oneorlando.org for more information. Again, that's oneorlando.org. We thank you for your support. Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask that you rise and join us in a moment of silence to honor and remember the 49 lives lost in this national tragedy. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise, remove your hats, and welcome Legends FC South as they present our nation's colors. And welcome Cal Aggie Marching Band in their rendition of the national anthem of the United States of America. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Legends MC South in the Cal Aggie Marching Band. Please direct your attention to center pitch and welcome tonight's Shaneco co-captains in the match, Stephanie and Jocelyn of Woodland. They'll be joining the captain's coin toss this evening. Tonight's referees, the center referee, Reina Fonseca, the assistant referees, Apolinar Marascal, and also Eric Earnhardt, and the fourth official on the sideline, Tucker Schwarberg.
A couple of the top teams from the West set to go head-to-head for the very first time as the Toros from South Texas, the Republic from Sacramento. It's brought to you by UC Davis Children's Hospital. Good evening and welcome to Body Field alongside Kevin Goldthwait. I'm Rob McAllister. Rio Valley with 22 points, the rising freshman of the club in the USL, just a third of the season gone. And this band of newcomers already in the postseason conversation for Sacramento's sluggish scoring to begin the year just seems to be evaporating. And as the increase in goals, so does their rank in the Western Conference table now. So Kevin, I ask you what has been working so far and what will continue to work if they want to get a win here tonight.
You know, the first thing, Rob, is really not hitting that panic button when when the scoring wasn't really happening. And also they stuck to the basics. And let me show you really what they've done nicely. Obviously scored some goals in big games, but really what I like to see is the guys have got the ball wide, able to get guys in the box, crash the box, and score goals. And this is something that's been really struggling for the guys for a long time. And the last 3, 4, 5 goals have come from wide, in the box, scoring good goals.
Well, for Rio Grande, they will be out a couple of their key players tonight, so the tough task continues on the road. A little bit more difficult. Jorginho and Jose Escalante both out. Yellow card accumulation for Jorginho, and with Escalante now serving a red card, 1 game suspension from last week's win over Oklahoma City. They're going to have to rely on Memo Rodriguez to do the dirty work.
Yeah, one of those guys for RVG tonight. It's going to be big important for him to get involved tonight. One of those guys that last year spent the season in Charleston, got good experience. Hopefully it translates this year for him with these guys to score some goals.
Well, let's get to our away lineup. And we begin with the Rio Grande Valley Torres. And as you look, Kevin Garcia, the captain in the back, he has been a key cog for them, his 14th appearance on the season.
Yeah, also keep an eye on Charlie Ward, one of the Brits, a young player coming in, really pulls the strings going forward. So I anticipate him on the ball quite a bit tonight.
And for the Sacramento Republic, a couple of Jesuit high grads leading the top of the attack, Adam John, Cameron Owasso.
Yeah, should be fun to watch them. But also to keep an eye on Mike DeFont tonight. He's one of these guys that's got a good opportunity tonight to show Paul Buckle what he's made of, and hopefully can help that back four keep a clean sheet.
And the away coach, former Chivas USA manager Wilmer Cabrera, and his club performing well, looking to lead the Toros to their 4th road victory. Meanwhile, for Sacramento, it is Paul Buckles at the helm to extend that unbeaten streak to 7 for the Sacramento Republic. Well, we are about to get underway here at Bonnie Field. The crowd is into it. A beautiful night in the capital city. Alongside Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister, and we are set to go. It is the Toros with a quick attack heading to the north end of the field. They're in the white kits. Meanwhile, it is the Republic in the Old Glory red. Backpedaling, moving forward. Garcia tripped up. It's Adam John, and John on loan from San Jose, pushing forward here.
Yeah, it's always fun these first 10 minutes, Rob, really to see these guys, this chess match, how this match is gonna unfold. I imagine Sacramento should come out with a pretty good tempo. They had a whole week off, no midweek game for the first time in probably 6 weeks. So should be ready, primed to go tonight.
Cameron Iwasa charging forward, looking for a team to strike on distance, and it rattles in! Cameron Iwasa, the Sacramento kid, with his 4th goal of the season, and it comes in the first minute of play here at Bonniefield.
Cam Iwasa just gets a little inch of space, takes 2 or 3 touches, gets his head up on his favorite left foot, strikes it brilliantly off the post. Irving's got no chance on that, but there's absolute banger by Cam Iwasa.
When he uses his left foot, look at this, Kevin, from distance.
Just a good strike, laces into the back of the ball, doesn't swing too hard, nice controlled, compact swing. Perfect placement. Irving's got no chance. Cam Iwasa get on the board in the first minute, really start this match off right.
And that's a 2nd goal allowed by Callum Irving on the season, just his 3rd appearance for the Toros. They are down in the early get-go on the road.
And I like seeing that right now too as well. With when you got Cam on the ball and he can drive and take space, none of the Toros are coming out and defending it and really slowing him down. Have a crack. We talk about it all the time. Make the goalkeeper know there's a match tonight. Challenge him, and hopefully something goes in, and that's exactly what happened. I'd love to see that in the first minute for Sacramento.
And James Kiffey, left back here tonight.
Back 4 for Rio Grande right now has got to be thinking that they needed to come up and slow that ball down. You can't have that sort of freedom, or allow that sort of freedom that Sacramento and Cam had in that situation. But we'll take it. 1-0 first minute. Great start.
For the back 4 of the Republic, Mike DeFont in there for the injured Derek Foran. Derek Foran not in tonight, along with Daniel Trickett-Smith on the injury reserve. So DeFont has played nicely the last couple of matches in that center back spot, teaming nicely with Chris Christian.
Yeah, and really, I mean, what's interesting too, we've had so many games in the last 6 weeks and only have 2 kind of soft muscle, soft tissue injuries with both DTS, Daniel Trickett-Smith, and Derek Foran, and both of them should be relatively healthy, hopefully pretty soon. So all things considered, actually, you got to really thank and appreciate the training staff that Sacramento has to keep these guys healthy through this stretch. John Duncan and his guys really done a good job of keeping these guys fit for the last 6 weeks.
The Toros on the season, 22 points. They're currently in 3rd place after 13 matches. Sacramento, well, 6 wins, and they're in 5th place after 12 matches, looking to move up in the standings here tonight. So a surprise from a club, Rio Grande Valley here, who in their first inaugural season, they're the Houston Dynamo affiliate, and they're playing very well. The 3rd season gone by, they've picked up 3 road wins already. This is a very dangerous club that can score. They like to play possession ball. What do you expect from here tonight for the next 80 so minutes?
Well, really, I mean, the consistency is what these guys need to start to develop and establish. Is a good step here, good pressure.
There's Caceres, up high goes John, looking for it. Caceres still in play. Now it's Tabo giving chase. He's working into the 18. Garcia cut him off. Now it's spinning outside. Republic slow it down to Caceres. Toros come away with it, and they're on the break.
Good step by Mike. It's a really good step right there. Adam John probably needs to be a little bit more organized, really, if you want to see him get himself back on side.
Here's Rodriguez. Moving forward with his strike with his left foot, and he'll sail wide, and Djokovic lets it go, and a goal kick coming up for Sacramento.
Yeah, and that's something Sacramento needs to be weary of as well. With so much space in that gap right there, there needs to be someone sitting back, either JJ Caval or Augie need to sit back and plug that hole up for Sacramento, so the back 4 are able to organize things a little bit better.
So Cameron Iwasa with his 4th goal on the season. Comes from a distant strike with his left foot in the first minute of play here at Bonniefield, the Republic, with an early goal. And Kevin, that is not something that has happened very often. Just the 3rd time this season the Republic have scored in the first 45.
Yeah, that's an incredible stat right there. All the games that we've played, there's a 3rd goal in the first half, and this comes in the first minute nonetheless. So great start for Sacramento. We've been really wanting these guys to do this for a long time. And we wanted to see this anticipation coming out and this tempo, this energy. And so far, I mean, obviously, it's just one really good play by Cam Iwasa scoring this goal.
Chris Christian back. Christian has played fantastic since joining with the Republic in the offseason from Atlanta a season ago. Also played with Colorado on the USL side. Originally from New Jersey, the 26-year-old has added quite a bit of stability in an off season where you didn't quite know what you were going to get in that back line after a lot of turnover. 7 starters from a season ago now playing with different teams. The Republic now starting to figure things out. Cameron Iwasa moving forward. And with that, Cameron Iwasa was asked about what's been the difference, and he said we're just starting to get to know each other. He said now we're comfortable with each other. We know where each other are going to be, and it's showing on the field. He said early on we're still trying to figure things out. Do you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, it's interesting hearing that from Cam, especially because he's not involved in that back four. But the back four really kind of had to. They were thrown together, and they did a great job of the goals against average and defending well, defending as a unit, not conceding goals. But you get a guy like Cam, maybe it's difficult for those guys to start combining with those back four and entry passes and things like that, where it's just there's no continuity from the back to the front. And I like that. I like that evaluation by Cam, where really maybe that was the missing link, so to speak. They didn't know each other well enough to link up and connect well and build out of the back. And that's a big piece when you're talking about your attacking side of things, is how things are being built up from the back. And things maybe now are starting to settle down a little bit. The dust is settling with these new guys coming in, and personalities are being brought back together, and everyone understands what their responsibilities are better now.
Collision with George Malky and Clementa moving forward. Lucatero jumps it off to the left side, looking for Kyle Murphy. Kyle Murphy in the starting lineup, making his 12th appearance on the season, has a goal for the Toros. Last match, it was the Toros who played very well in South Texas, and an OKC 8-match unbeaten streak, winning 3-0. But a big loss, Jose Escalante was hit with a questionable red card, as some are calling it in South Texas, and feel that it was given a little too quickly. And the result is number 11 not in the lineup for Rio Grande Valley here tonight. We talked about Memo Rodriguez stepping up, but when you lose a key part of your offense, Kevin, where does the team rally? Who do they look to? And especially in a young team like this, Rodriguez is just 20 years old.
Yeah, and we talked about the continuity and the players for the Republic right now, how they're kind of coming together, and here we are a third of the way through the season, and these guys have been put together not but 6 months ago. So, I mean, they have all those issues they still need to work out, and the consistency is another big piece to that.
Moving forward, here's Adam John. He's onside, takes a touch inside the 18, cuts it back, looking for Tavo. Easy play, headed away.
Yeah, Kiffy's in a good spot here.
Here's Kiffy, looking to cross from difference, gets down just near the byline, keeps it in play, and it's sent out of play. It'll be a throw for Sacramento.
But what the Toros really need to do is there should be, you should have some depth in your lineup, and it should be a big issue when you're losing a guy that scored 3 goals. Yes, it's one of your higher goal scorers, but it's only 3 goals you're losing. So hopefully they have somebody that can fill in and step in and kind of fill that void nicely. And I don't imagine that being too difficult, but he has been a guy that's been, as of late, playing really well. So it's unfortunate for Rio Grande to have that loss tonight. But like I said, hopefully someone can kind of step in and fill it nicely tonight.
3 goals on the season. Rio Grande Valley trying to settle it down, trying to find their offense here after conceding an early goal from Cameron Iwasa.
And sometimes when you concede that early goal, Rob, it's an interesting what it does to the psyches of the players.
Font trying to squeak it past the back line, looking for Clementa.
If you're the team that's conceded, you kind of lose all inhibition, and you have nothing to lose at that point. You've already conceded that goal early, and it gives you a little bit more freedom to play a little bit freer going forward.
Here's going forward is Emer Clementa. Off to his right is Iwasa. Iwasa's going to have to give it a chase near the byline, and he'll just slide it in. And will it be a corner? It'll be a throw. Great defensive play. Coming for the backside was Ivan Magalith.
Yeah, and good job also by Cam Iwasa there, hustling down, get that ball, going over for a goal kick, ends up winning a throw-in for his team.
Wilmer Cabrera's 6-3-4 in his first season with Rio Grande Valley. Looking for Adam John in the box. Sort of in between Iwasa and John there, no man's land. And now Toro's looking to counter the other way. How about Wilmer Cabrera, retired Colombian national. He was a former head coach at Chivas USA. Picked up 9 wins. Also 48 caps with Colombia. Very good player. They think he's a perfect fit for Houston. There was even rumors he would become the new head man at Houston just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, a lot of things going on with the Houston organization right now, with Owen Coyle leaving, Wade Barrett stepping in for the time being. But Wilmer, wonderful resume, highly respected throughout MLS and U.S. soccer, and a really good asset for the Houston organization to have a part. and really work on this USL side. So a good opportunity for him as well, but just one of these guys that's going to fit in nicely.
You played a few seasons in Houston. That was right after San Jose, I believe, it moved to Houston as sort of an expansion team. What's it like playing down in South Texas?
You know, obviously the weather is something you take into consideration, but a great fan base, great support, and the club top to bottom from the president on down, good people, still most of the same people there. Nick Koba, you know, Wade Barrett we talked about. Wade was one of my teammates back when I was a little younger.
Here's Malky working left side. Clementa jumps it in, low cross, dangerous ball in. Looking for a whistle, will not get one is Reina Fonseca. Will allow it to play through. It'll be a corner for Houston.
Yeah, Malky does a good job. Just drives that ball towards Emra Clementa. Like to see Emra maybe be a little bit better defensively, work his feet, and try to block that cross coming in. Especially considering Malky's a center back. He's not really a guy that's going to be attacking, taking you on, and being skillful in that regard, but does a good enough job right there and serves the ball in, and Kiffy clears it out for a corner kick.
Here's Lucatero. Pasadena, Texas, with the left foot. Sprays it out. One touch, two touch, moving inside, strike from distance out of the Tower Bridge Battalion. And Sacramento will take that shot all day long on a corner.
Yeah, Charlie, we're probably on his weaker left foot right there, 40 yards out. Augie probably needs to do a little bit better. Can't dive in that situation. So fortunate for Sacramento for that ball to stay wild. But going back, Rob, we were talking about what that goal in the first minute really does to players and does to sides. We mentioned what it does to the team that concedes that. It kind of, like I said, you lose all inhibitions and you start playing a little bit more free, and also know that you got to take a couple of chances here and there if you want to get yourself back in the game. And when you score that goal, you kind of take the foot off the gas sometimes a little bit. Every player may be thinking it's going to be an easier night than it's going to be, and you start to maybe take a few chances you shouldn't defensively. And sometimes it's that like double-edged sword. When you score that early, you still have 89, 90 minutes to go to battle. And sometimes it turns that switch off in players where they think maybe I don't need to battle as hard. It might be an easy match here tonight. So hopefully Sacramento's got the discipline tonight.
Here's moving as TJ Kastner as Christian comes up. A little too dangerous. Christian able to rip down and recovers, not able to keep on it, trips over it. There will be no call here, and that's the right call, as it appears that Lucatero likely just fell over the ball, and so it gets a hand from the crowd. That's Kyle Murphy.
Murphy's looking for a penalty there. 3 steps late. That's just horrendous dive. In fact, it should be.
Well, he tripped over the ball himself. There was really no contact here.
Christian's got a good tackle here. Look, 2 steps, and now he's going down. That's just.
And the crowd reacting to the replay on the screen as well. So here at Lucatero with the left foot. The second quarter tonight for the Toros. Back header sails it through. Magalis able to recover. To the top is Ward again. He likes it from this distance, sprays it to the right. Settling it down. Cameron Iwasa will become a mark. Toros will move quickly. Now they're in the 18. Here's a strike, and it finds the back of the net. And it just like that becomes 1-1 in the 14th minute.
Yeah, that's just poor defending by Sacramento. Great movement, though, by Rio Grande coming in with a good piece of skill right there, slotting the ball in that far post, but just sloppy defending. You get a look right here, Cam Iwasa and Kiffy. Cam's got no idea what's coming behind him. And a simple pass in, and just a nice little, nothing special, and it needs to be better. It looks like Kevin Garcia right there gets himself involved. But once again, Cam Iwasa goes over there, completely shuts off and forgets about that guy running on the inside of him. It's just positioning in that situation. You have to have some sort of, it might have been Memo scoring that goal.
So Memo Rodriguez with his 4th goal on the season, and they scored early. Sacramento on a Cameron Iwasa strike from distance. Public broke down defensively. The Toros made him pay, and we are now locked at 1 here at Bonnie Field.
Yeah, that's. I got to go back and Cam's got to know better right there. He can't commit himself and allow that huge hole of space to open up and allow Memo to just be able to take the ball and get a full head of steam running right on top of your 18-yard box. And Tavo's caught flat-footed, not moving his feet.
Here's Kiffy, who's played well, leads the team in assists, looking to cut one in. He's near the byline. Great with his left foot. Now he might be working for a corner. Dancing with it just a little maybe too long. Tavo now out. Tavo will send to the back post looking for Adam John. Adam John will try to keep it in play. Goal kick coming up for Irving.
Tavo needs to do better. You got to drive that ball in the box. Can't have that much air under it.
So Sacramento doesn't allow goals early very often. That's just the second in the first 30 minutes of play this season. It's a big one from Memo Rodriguez, and it's 1-1.
Right. I mean, Rob, they don't score and they don't concede in the first half typically. And tonight, here we go.
Both teams being aggressive tonight. No one's sitting waiting. Here's Cameron Iwasa. Got his gap being closed down. Can't go with it. Now moving forward is Adam John. Adam John on a hop into the arms of Irving.
Yeah, it's a decent play there by Adam John. Good back to goal. Striker play right there. Lays it off to Cam. Cam probably needs to be a little bit better too when he's going forward. Make your decision and do it. Ball comes back to Adam as he wins it. The second ball, able to get a strike, a deflection off, and it's really no worries for Irving. Scoops it up.
There's George Malky. Now Malky from Cal Poly, teammates of Chase Minter, Matt LaGrassa, and Kip Colby, who's played on loan from San Jose. Playing the left back position tonight. They're on the same team the 2013 season at Cal Poly.
Yeah, that Cal Poly team must have been decent, Rob. A lot of talented kids coming out. A lot of guys playing in the USL right now.
And a whistle blows from Reina Fonseca as the referee tonight. And the 18th minute, we're locked at 1 alongside Kevin Goldthwait and Rob McAllister. Beautiful night in Sacramento. Crowd was loving the early strike by Cameron Iwasa. But Memo Rodriguez quiets it back down. It'll be Lucatero again. Just 18 years of age, academy player with the Dynamo. Pretty good possession here with his left foot. Ball chipped in, headed, and it's out of play. Goal kick for Sacramento.
That's a decent chance for RVG right there. There needs to be, I mean, that's a decent ball, lofted in the box. Garcia probably needs to do a little bit better with that.
Moving forward, Irving, easy play. Irving, a member of the Canadian men's national team, played at the University of Kentucky. Very strong goalkeeper. It's been nice having JJ Caval back up the lineup as well. He was out for a couple of those matches. And how did that impact the defense? Because it seemed that there's a little bit more gaps, larger holes for teams to find space in. He has been so key. A foul near the touchline, whistle blows.
JJ's good. JJ's one of those guys that you always know what you're going to get. So when you have him back there, it kind of frees up a guy like Augustin Caceres or Danny Barrera to have a little bit more freedom to go forward and attack in that final third, because you know that JJ's typically going to be the one that's filling that hole in front of the back four. Paul, however, has asked him to be a little bit more box-to-box as of late. But still, you know what you're going to get. It's consistency, it's dependability, and as a teammate, that's all you can ask for.
JJ Caval, 39 appearances for San Jose in the last 2 seasons. A couple of loan stints, and then was signed for the full year here. With a left foot strike, back post, looking for Adam John. John just on the top of the net. Good look for the Republic there. Moving forward, the ball was sent in nicely. Just hung up maybe a little too long, and John couldn't find target. Good ball from Danny Barrera.
Get a good look here. Kind of just jumping off his back foot, going away from goal, trying to redirect it on target. It's well done. Adam John using his big body right there. And that's what you really need, a guy like Adam John. He's got the size and physicality to be dangerous. This is a good chance to press here for Sacramento.
John coming up. Magalhaes trying to send it through the gap. Mike DeFont will come up, the former New York Red Bull 2 center back from a season ago, getting some time with Derek Foran on the injured reserve. DeFont with 23 appearances, over 2,000 minutes. He was a key player for New York a season ago. I think many expected him to start right away coming into the offseason, moving forward. Here comes the Toros. Cutting through. Trips up. Rodriguez will not get a whistle. Here's Kastner. Kastner with a dink up over the top and out of play. Poor giveaway for Rio Grande Valley. So Rio Grande Valley, just one of the new clubs in the USL this season, just added. They are based in Edinburgh, Texas. Population about 81,000. They're right on the southern tip there. The great state of Texas. The Houston Dynamo affiliate. Header from John looking for Barrera there. Barrera into the attack tonight a few times. Garcia. Here's where Rio Grande Valley is so dangerous. They are best when they have the possession, but they're able to get a quick touch or two, get the defense back on their heels. They've been able to put up a few goals this season. They have 19 on the year after scoring here in the 15th minute. They've allowed 16, however. Republic with an unbeaten streak of 6, looking for 7 tonight. The Toros looking for their 4th road win. Throw for Sacramento. We talked about how good defensively the Republic have been. They still lead the league with only 0.58 goals allowed per match. And you feel sometime we saw the offense was sputtered early. They've picked it up. Defensively, it's one of those things that there really has been little give. I mean, it has not changed from pretty much day one of this USL season.
Yeah, and really, you have them to thank for the amount of points that Sacramento have. Really, I mean, that kept them involved in games, whether it was 1 point for the draw or maybe even being able to sneak out with a W, but they've done such a good job. And that's what you need. You know, you need your groups of players. You need your front 4, your back 4, your front 6, or your back 4, however you want to look at it, to contribute and hopefully kind of carry each other at times, because through the course of this season, you're going to have some ups and downs, some ebbs and flows, peaks and valleys, and hopefully it works out well and times nicely. So guys, you know, when things are going poorly, there's still a group that's able to step up and kind of contribute. It's a good chance to break here.
Here's Adam John. He's got Kippy to his middle. Now it's Kippy with the left foot. Will he give a strike? Takes it one hop. One too many touch. And making a run back again appeared to be Cameron Iwasa again.
You had
Adam John as well.
Adam John and Augie in there. And it looks like maybe Kiffy just was between two minds right there. Didn't know what he wanted to do. Elects to kind of hold off and maybe try to challenge Irving on that near post, but had a good opportunity. If it was a little bit quicker, I think he had Augie to cut across right on top of that 6-yard box, and Augie would have had a tap in.
Great look for Kippy, who's played so well. Kippy and Clementa have really improved their game from 2015, where they were in the mix in the offense, but the attack has become much more potent with them starting to figure things out. Between the two of them, they have a 5 assist on the season. Kippy with 3 leads the team. Here's Clementa. We'll give it a look and let it fly. And asking Paul Buckle about it, he said, well, look at our goals now, where they're coming from, wide areas and with real quality. So he expects these guys get it from the wings, send it in, and let Iwasa and John do the rest.
Yeah, you even want that guy on the back, your opposite side midfielder, to be able to step in and hopefully collect some stuff on that back post. And that's really been asked of these guys, where as an outside mid or a winger, it's a lot of work to get yourself involved on those services, but it's being asked of these guys, and it should be done, frankly. And hopefully we start seeing more of it, because Sacramento's been really good when they get the ball wide on the flanks and good services into the box.
Kai Grain and Tabo going shoulder to shoulder. Tabo able to win the throw. Sacramento playing well last week. A couple of wins against the Real Monarchs from Salt Lake City. And we were able to catch both of those matches. What did you see? And we'll get back to that in a moment here. Is the Toros on a run. Toros will spray it in down low. Mike DeFont gets a boot on it. Now looking to turn. Danny Barrera towards the middle of the pitch. Kastner able to shield it from Iwasa.
Yeah, just bad giveaways. There's opportunities for Sacramento to keep the ball. They keep just giving it right back to Rio Grande there.
So what did you see in the 2 victories against the Real Monarchs that you like?
You know, what I really liked in the game last Saturday up in Reno is they go down a goal and you're able to come out in that second half, get an early goal, and then get another one to get them up 2-1, and then they held that lead. Had a couple more chances, in fact, where they would have been able to grab another one, but kind of showed some good character.
John looking to dump it off to Barrera. Cameron Iwasa will watch it fly by. It's George Malky now. Malky showing some nice pace here on the closest touch line to us on the west end of the field. Down goes hard. Caceres will likely be whistled. And Reina Fonseca telling everyone just to settle down a moment. And that is Emilio Garcia, who hit the turf hard. But you're right, you had goals from Iwasa and John back-to-back matches with a strike, and now Iwasa with back-to-back matches with a goal. And it was a very resilient effort. You're down 1-0. A few weeks ago, you really don't know what you'd see from this team. Maybe a month ago, but you saw it with Los Angeles. They go up 1-0. They go down 2-1 within a matter of minutes. They rally back for a draw there as well. There's a fight in this team that really is starting to develop, and you've got to feel pretty good even if you concede a goal.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. When you have that sort of mentality with the team, when you go down, you know you guys are going to fight and they're going to kind of buckle down and figure things out. And also, you know, it's one of these games where everyone looked heavy, everyone looked slow. Both sides on Salt Lake coming, Salt Lake Wednesday to Saturday. Salt Lake travels home, comes back. Sacramento's home, they travel up. So, I mean, there's a lot of, variables in there to think about. But you're going to play poorly throughout the season again, and those are the games where you still need to figure out ways to get points. And they did that on Saturday. So that's another piece that I took away from it. The character that they showed from going down one and then playing poorly and still getting points, which are really, really big when you start to look at over the course of the season as you're kind of going back in hindsight, looking at things. And that's going to be a game, I think, that's going to be pretty valuable in terms of points earned.
And a quick restart by the Republic from Caceres. Just prior to that, Defont over his hip, able to thwart the attack from the Toros. Remains 1-1. Memo Rodriguez with a goal, an equalizer, an answer to Cameron Iwasa's strike in the first minute of play. Finding the feet of Danny Barrera. Danny Barrera fighting for it, stays on his feet, sprays it out wide. Here's Clemente looking for John, keeps it on the deck. Sent out. Good defending again from Ivan Magalhaes.
That's good work, good build-up. Looks like it's Kevin Garcia clearing it out. Kevin Garcia's in a great position, good build-up. Emra serves that's the decision, that's the right ball. You really only have Adam John making that run, and Adam John needs to try to get himself in front of Kevin Garcia.
Deep throw looking for John.
Unable to do so, but good build-up by Sacramento.
An easy whistle there.
Good build-up by Sacramento and well defended by the Toros.
Well, Kevin Garcia, the reason he's a captain on this team, he is very calm with the ball. He is able to respond well, and a lot of high praise from the 25-year-old, from the Houston Dynamo as well as the Toros staff here. And really, it's an interesting pairing because unlike most of the league that the USL side is run completely independently, and there's an agreement between, let's say, the Republic and San Jose. Well, with the Toros, it is the Houston Dynamo staff running the on-field operations, where you have Rio Grande Valley folks operating sort of the business side of things, more like a AAA baseball side.
Yeah, and really it's kind of a unique situation, kind of a hybrid situation, I'd call it, where I think you're going to see more clubs maybe adopt this sort of idea. San Jose's in discussions with potentially doing it. You have Seattle talking about going down to Tacoma.
Here's Iwasa trying to get it up. Magalhaes able to cut it off. Both sides play, and they both have had chances tonight, each with a goal as well.
A lot of giveaways in really bad spots, too, by both sides.
John, a little heavy to Tavo. Tavo now working on the edge. Thought Kippy was making a run and just to the byline, sails out of play. A goal kick coming up. We'll keep up to date with the USL all season long by visiting the new USLsoccer.com for everything you need to know about the USL and its 29 teams. Half hour gone by here at Bonnie Field. And we've seen 2015, really the MO for most of these teams coming in here was try to get a goal early, just sit back, park it in the final third. We haven't seen that. This is, I mean, Los Angeles coming here, Seattle's coming here. These are teams are getting out to play. They want to score some goals, and it's a much more fun product to watch.
Yeah, it's been fun seeing how that's evolved too, because that was really, you know, and it's funny how that circle of soccer works, where you get video from a game or two recently to when there's success, and those, I think that started last year against Salt Lake, against the Monarchs, and then teams from then on just adopted that sort of tactical strategy. And maybe teams haven't seen from film or done their research as of late and thought that that's been a successful tactic. So it's kind of evolved, and teams are coming in here and playing a little bit more, which is good. And I think it's exciting. It's good for Sacramento, for the Republic, and good for the fans.
Well, already 2 matches against Real Monarchs, and they have more points than they did a season ago. So a much better showing against a team from Utah. Here's Cameron Iwasa. He's got some space, finding John, a little heavy touch. Tava will give it a good strike, but it's deflected off of Kai Green.
Yeah, Adam John's got a good opportunity there. Just first touch lets him down. Tava finds himself in a good spot, though, where he should be kind of tucked in. He's actually really, really tight to that middle of the pitch right there, but good for him for being there. And the Toros do a well enough job, or a good enough job there to deflect the shot.
It was just a Saturday ago where Mike DeFont made his first start for the Republic after coming on as a substitution on the Wednesday night victory against the Real Monarchs.
And he's looked good so far. He's winning a lot of his aerial challenges. He's one of those guys that he's not the biggest guy, but he's able to play big.
Here's Barrera near the byline, sends it back, looking for his left foot, finding Clementa, looking to recircle their runs, and now it's onside as Barrera. Barrera now comes out of the box, gets it out wide to James Kiffey.
Barrera's in a great spot. His first touch was the wrong decision.
Here's a ball sent in low, looking for Adam John with Kiffey. Right back, here comes Adam John. Adam John stays on his feet with his left foot. Quick touch, and it just sails wide. Iwasa got tripped up just by a moment. It looks like Irving may have got a hand on it, and a save that'll be none bigger in the first 33 minutes than that one there by Callum Irving.
Yeah, wonderful play. Adam John gets himself just a quick little turnover. I thought the ball's going to be cleared out. Poor giveaway. Adam battles, comes in. Cam makes a perfect run. It's a great little save here. Just an absolute wonderful save by Irving right there, saving the goal. Cam's got to score that. He's had a few of those this year. He's got to put that away.
Here's Danny Barrera. Back post, looking for DeFont. It's John. John will get a head on it. It'll stay in play across the face of the goal for a moment. Now it's Iwasa. Back out to Tavo. Tavo with a dink into the bark. He's looking for Iwasa. Iwasa struggles with it. It's sprayed wide right.
DeFont once again in a good spot. He comes up for that corner kick, sticks around in the box, makes himself useful. You get a good look here. It comes right down to his left foot. A perfect sets up beautifully for him. And he can't find the target.
I don't know if it got the hip of Malky. It doesn't look like it did, but man, two amazing looks for the Republic, and they can't score.
Yeah, and those are the things. I mean, you're going to look at this game, and there's obviously a huge turning point right now. But those two opportunities right there, you got to be able to figure out a way to take your chance. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite these guys. You don't really expect Mike to do anything brilliant in that situation. He's not a striker, but it doesn't matter. I feel like the ball, you're on the 6-yard box, the ball's bouncing. Just get your knee over it and put it on target.
That's almost the second goal of his season. He had a good look at it on Saturday as well and just could not convert. So DeFont, I mean, for a center back, he's getting himself in the offense. Adam John pushed from behind, no whistle blown, stays on his feet. The strength of Adam John has been impressive in the 2016 campaign. Tavo looked to keep the possession, gets it out Caceres. Now it's Kiffey who's moving forward, has it poked away. Great defensive play by Kai Green, who has made a couple of nice stops today.
It's just too slow on that side. To get it out to Kiffey, it takes too long. There's probably one or two passes too many. It allows a guy like Kai Green to get himself situated back positionally to slow down James Kiffey. But if he can get it out there quicker, bypass somebody, I think it might have been Tavo. Tavo should have taken another touch.
And here's a dangerous turnaround. Back comes the other way. Kyle Murphy as DeFont goes way out. Kyle Murphy cuts to the right, takes a shot, and off the mark, stays 1-1. Well, an interesting, and a yellow card handed out to Mike DeFont late for what appears to be a tackle. You don't get it on the screen. Here's another look at the shot. JJ Caval pretty decent defending as
starts coming out. It starts coming out here.
And it's Christian Lucatero who is down on the turf, and they're going to bring out the training staff. But it's interesting to look at Kai Green, and you talked about his recovery at the right back position. He's listed as the fastest player on RGV. Here's one more go at it, and just sweeping at the legs. It looks like he hit his knee pretty rough. This could be a fairly serious knee injury here.
Yeah, Defonto, he's dribbling himself into trouble right there. Too many touches as a center back coming out. Needs to play a little quicker. Dribbles into trouble. Ends up needing to go down.
And hopefully Lucatero's all right. That looked like a pretty devastating hit to that left knee. So back to Kai Green. Interesting about Kai that you see the speed and the way he's defended here tonight. This is his first professional contract. Trained a little bit in Germany. This is real chance. This is his 14th appearance on the season for the Toros, and he has stepped in nicely at a position really in his first professional go-around.
Yeah, well, he's got that one thing you can't teach, right? It's pace. Huge asset to have, and just a matter of knowing when to utilize it, knowing when not to.
Well, we've seen him more in a defensive role.
Yeah.
And as soon as he figures out, you'll probably see him more offensive.
Well, yeah, as outside right back, you want to see him flying up that right flank. But you got to pick and choose your moments. And the great thing about being an outside back with pace, you look at a guy in San Jose, Marvell Wynn, who's made a career out of being fast. Can track back, can really kind of pick up ground whenever needed.
Iwasa.
Be interesting to see how Mike settles down here. Defont settles down after that. Just too many touches. I've done it many, many times myself where you just find yourself dribbling into trouble. And fortunate for Sacramento, really, that shot looked like Kyle Murphy was pulled just towards Dominic's near post for a goal kick. But fortunate for Mike is obviously not the best feeling in the world to know that you turnover concedes a goal. So let's see how Mike settles down after this.
That's the second time tonight we've seen the center back come up. It was Chris Christian before that, nearly led to a goal, ended up with a corner kick. They scored a few touches later.
Yeah, and that's just center back. You got to be safety first and know that your entry passes, if you're going to have an entry pass into the midfield, there's got to be a good avenue, and know that you have to have a good probability of that pass being connected. Otherwise, everyone's so wide and out of position that a quick turnover can lead to something quick with a lot of guys out of position, and 2 to 3 touches, 2 to 3 passes later, you can picking the ball up out of the back of your net.
Locked at one, Cameron Iwasa, Memo Rodriguez, each with a goal, each their 4th on the season. Each now leading their club in goals scored. There's Caceres, and Koval adding such great stability. This one's partially deflected. Finding the feet of Green. Green going to send it into the stands. And Paul Buckles loved the way that Augustine Caceres has come into this season. He was a guy that would come in as a substitute, was used as the left back at times. He has played very well. And you said early on, he really is calm. He's a calming presence, and that with Koval and Caceres now in the middle. With Caceres settling down, it feels like Koval, as you said, can go box to box a little bit more and take some of those chances.
Yeah, and there's really starting to kind of learn the relationship between the two of them. When somebody goes and when somebody stays.
Defont spraying it to Kiffey, and just out the play.
Yeah, but a guy like Augie, it's always interesting. You see when a new coach comes in, what players that he's inherited, what he does with these guys. And Augie was, more or less written off by Preki. Didn't really see too much time. He was in the 18, out of the 18, played left back, played a left winger as well, as there's a foul conceded. But Augie, then Paul sees him and sees something a little bit different in him, brings him into the middle, and sees what he can do as a holding midfielder, central midfielder, and it's really worked. It's one of these guys, his calming presence on the ball. Him and JJ both in the back, that same calming presence. For me as a player, when you see that, it gives you confidence to know that you can give this guy the ball in a tight spot, and it won't be a turnover, and hopefully you get the ball back. But, very similar personalities by both Augie and JJ, that calmness on the ball, which I love my holding midfielders to have.
Well, Caceres making his 10th start and will likely surpass 700 minutes on the season. So already eclipsing what he did a season ago. And we're just a third way through. Sacramento right in the hunt, though. It's interesting, a lot of the fans were sort of getting a little down on the team that they weren't able to score and feeling that this team just didn't have it, and that's really not been the case. They just need a little bit of time to figure each other out. They're playing pretty good soccer, and they're right in the hunt here, and have played a game or two less than most of the clubs above them. Whitecaps playing the best in the West, and here's the Republic getting a chance to go forward. Tavo battling with Kevin Garcia. Here's Owasa saying no whistle being blown here by Fonseca. They're letting him play. A little volleying in the middle of the pitch here. Owasa, great ball from Barrera. Barrera's starting to feel his groove a little bit. Bullet into the middle of the park, finding Caceres. Caceres with a tap. He's looking for Owasa. Now it's going to be up over the top. Looking in the box deep. Republic still with a chance. Headed away. And now it's finally cleared.
Some scrappy soccer right there. It's a good play here by Kyle Murphy. Catches Christian out.
And he's spraying it out wide. Making a good run. Shoulder to shoulder, pushes Christian off. Deflected away. Still a dangerous area. The Republic able to breathe a sigh of relief, but the Toros still in the attack.
A lot of space opening up right now.
This ball, back post. Dominic Djokovic loses it for a moment, goes for the punch. Now it's Owasa who will try to calm things down for the Republic.
You said it, Rob. Things need to get calmed down here. You got Dom come flying out, misses his punch. Fortunate for him, doesn't get penalized for it, but it's game's really opened up. It's the last 5-6 minutes of this first half, and you're going to see some things.
Here's Memo Rodriguez with a strike from distance right into the midst of Dominic Djokovic.
This is what we've always talked about this. The last 5 minutes of the half, how does your team finish? There's always opportunities and always space that opens up.
Well, Nike's a proud partner of the USL and the Sacramento Republic FC. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information. Adam John finding Owasa. The crowd likes it. Each team has had 3 or 4 chances at net tonight. Cleared away defensively. The back four for the Toros have been busy. There's no doubt about it. You feel Republic keep this pressure on. They'll be on the winning side of the result here tonight. Barrera, all kinds of space. Barrera, left foot, keeps it on the ground, looking for Owasa. Heavy touch, sprays it back out near the touchline. Keeps it down low and earns a corner. Good job from Emra Clemente.
Yeah, Emra, maybe a little bit better ball there. I think that's a big ask for Emra. He's more focused. They're probably thinking a little bit about that ball, maybe rolling out for a goal kick.
Well, he sprayed it off the boot of George Malky.
See how crispy these runs are. This needs to be Mike DeFont, Chris Christian, set some picks. Adam John, get tight and break out and look for a lot of traffic to be able to run through.
Here's Barrera, short corner. They'll concede another one, and no, they're going to say goal kick. Emra Clemente is beside himself, and that corner ends with a thud.
That's just so frustrating as a player. You got the linesman looking right at you. Clear as day. And you think Emra's touch is that bad? So my question is, do you think, I'm a professional soccer player, you think my touch is that bad? I just kick it out of bounds? Unbelievable.
And Fonseca is telling Irving to hurry it up. They've been a little bit more, I guess, on top of that this season, making sure the goalkeepers are not delaying. Time has become a problem. This one's out of play, a throw for Sacramento. Tower Bridge Battalion chanting Sacramento, this is our home. They're trying to get this crowd riled up here. It's tied at 1. And what a change in weather for the Toros. They've been dealing with some hot heat in South Texas. It has been triple digit humidity. I mean, Kevin, you played there during the summer. I mean, there's hot here in Sacramento. That's a whole nother issue. Whistle blows for Cameron Owasa.
No, you're right. It's a different world down there in terms of heat.
You start sweating as soon as you leave the house.
I remember was when I wasn't playing in Houston, I was in New York or in Portland or wherever I was. That was the first game I looked at when the schedule was released.
You were hoping for March, weren't you?
What part of the year are we going to Houston?
And the sprint stoppage time, 2 minutes. Through ball, deflected off of Malky, and we'll have a corner for Sacramento. So a good chance here in the final moments of the first half.
Linesman saw that one, Rob.
Give credit when it's due. But here's Danny Barrera, went for a short corner last time, didn't go. The Kooning corner kick. Will it result in a good look for the Republic? Danny Barrera sends a hard ball in, deflected, hits the far post. JJ Caval staying on it, one more look at it, it squeaks past. It doesn't find the inside of the near post. And again, the Republic cannot score from a short distance. And Cameron Owasa with a good look that time. His second good look from inside the 6, and Sacramento for the third straight time.
Such a good ball in by Danny Barrera. Look at Cam just rising beautifully for that far post. That's a textbook header just off the far post. Unfortunate for Cam. What a great run. What a great look. And this ball circles back around, I think, to DeFont again.
And we almost had another one.
And DeFont, wonderful, does what he needs to do, puts it on that back post. That's where you're looking all the way. And just, 6 inches wide of that far post, but a good look again by Sacramento. Unfortunate and unlucky not to get a goal there. Those are 2 solid chances.
They convert on half of those chances that we've seen here since the first goal, and it's looking at a 3-1 match here. Here's Tavo showing some good pace going against Green. Green able to recover. Green pokes out of play. A throw for Sacramento. Into Barrera. Barrera back to Tavo with his right foot, looking for back post. Back goes Owasa, up goes Irving, makes the snag out of the thin air.
Yeah, that Tavo, once again, that ball on his right foot needs to be better. Just way too much air under that, too much time for a guy like Irving to come out. If you drive that, whip it in, Irving's got a much more difficult or quicker decision to make to come out or not. And also gives your strikers or your wingers an ability to come in and use that momentum, on the ball, rather than trying to create it yourself with a ball lofted in the air like that. Just it's twice this half, I think, that Tavo's crosses has really kind of let the team down.
Whistle likely will blow any moment now. This is out of play here, another throw. Ball volleying in the midfield. Fonseca has yet to look at her watch. Public trying to move forward here in the final attack. Garcia just cleared away, and there it is. So after 45 minutes and some change, we are locked up at 1 apiece here at Bonnie Field. The Republic looking for their 4th win on the season after being tied through the break. RGV 1-1-2, hoping to pick up their 2nd win on the year. We'll have a halftime break here. We'll get back to your halftime highlights, your stats as well. Cameron Owasa, a goal in the first minute of play. Memo Rodriguez for the Toros comes back about 14 minutes later, and that is where we stand. 1-1 at Bonnie Field. Stay tuned. We're coming back.
That was fun.
Yeah, this is really good.
Get that boat out in the water.
That's right. Yeah, I hear the chef's really quite good.
Do you really think you haven't been drinking? Designated sober drivers don't drink. A message from the California Highway Patrol and the Office of Traffic Safety.
entertainment here at Bonnie Field tonight. Please welcome the Cal Aggie Marching Band.
Wonder how I came up with my portobello mushroom buttery jack with grilled onions and garlic herb butter? Well, actually, I came up with it at the water cooler. The portobello mushroom buttery jack is back at Jack in the Box. Ever wonder? And to provide them some musical entertainment, once again, the Cal Aggie Marching Band. So contestants, if you're ready, get set, go! Got Matt out in front slightly. But who's gonna get dressed first? Heading back for her partner. And the combo of Ella and Melissa out in front. But our winner tonight, representing End A or End B, make that End B, Matt and Ariel. Congratulations, Matt and Ariel. You've got yourself some Jack Cash, courtesy of Jack in the Box. And because Emma and Melissa, you put in such a great effort tonight, we're also going to give you some Jack Cash for your efforts, too. Once again, congratulations to our winning team section, Section B. You're going home with a coupon for a free buttery jack, thanks to Jack in a Box. Congratulations, Matt and Ariel.
The Republic's marching in and we are following along to win the cup and stand alone, victorious and strong. We love our football club and we will always sing this song. The Republic marches on. Glory, glory, Sacramento. Glory, glory, Sacramento. Glory, glory, Sacramento. The Republic marches on.
Republic FC is honored to announce tonight's grant recipient from the Glory Glory Sacramento Fund as Street Soccer USA Sacramento. Street Soccer will be receiving $20,000 to support the growth of their youth and adult programs that use the beautiful game to help combat homelessness and build life-changing community support programs for underserved communities in Sacramento. Please direct your attention to the board as we watch a short video that was part of their application.
I'm Lisa Reitzman. I'm the program director for the Street Soccer USA Sacramento Lady Salamanders, as well as the founder. I'm Lisa Reitzman. I'm the program director for the Street Soccer USA Sacramento Lady Salamanders, as well as the founder. And in 2009, I went through this program as a player, and I had become homeless because of drug addiction and alcohol addiction. When I was a participant in this program, it not only influenced my sobriety, but really opened my eyes to what was possible in life and helped me with the tools to achieve those goals.
My name's Tiffany Fraser. I'm a co-program director and co-coach of the Sacramento Street Soccer USA program. Our intention and our goal with the program is to, help in creating a culture of health and wellness and use soccer to bring life skills into the lives of, many folks who have never had them or who have even lost them along the years.
So every year that one woman has maintained sobriety, they've also created a more stable environment for all of their children.
Please welcome to the pitch Street Soccer Leadership Players and Sacramento Republic FC co-founder and president Warren Smith. Let's give them a big round of applause for all of their effort and hard work. And fans, we ask that you help us increase this donation by donating online and helping us match the donation from the Glory Glory Sacramento Fund. You may donate by clicking the donate button at sacrepublicfc.com. Sacramento Republic FC and Roundtable Pizza would like to welcome everyone celebrating a special occasion with us this evening. Very happy birthday, 10th birthday going out to Alexis. Happy 9th birthday, Cameron Gross. Happy 7th birthday, Cameron. Happy 25th anniversary, Jay and Kristen Ballinger. Anniversary wishes also going out to Brandon and Jordy Holland. Happy birthday to the Hurricane, Monty. Happy birthday, Riley Cease. Also like to wish Caleb Ramirez a happy birthday. Happy 13th, Jessica Shepard. And happy birthday, Piper Sasaki. And if you or someone you know is celebrating a birthday or anniversary and you want it up on Bonnie Vision with us, well, just drop us a line at community@sacrepublicfc.com. And fans, earlier we had that sprint trivia question of the match. Well, here is the answer. Now, again, the question. Brandi Chastain scored the match-winning goal in the penalty shootout win in the 1999 Women's World Cup. Which country did the U.S. play against in the final? Was it A, Japan, B, China, C, Germany, or D, Norway? Well, the answer is B, China. Please welcome tonight's groups in attendance. And I've got some great news to all our Republic FC fans sitting in section 120, row 4. Congratulations, you're sitting in the De Veers lucky row. You've all just won yourselves gift cards to De Veers.
And welcome back to Bonnie Field alongside Kevin Goldthwait. I'm Rob McAllister. Well, during halftime here, Republic FC honored an exceptional group of women at Street Soccer USA and the Lady Salamanders. And they're the most recent recipient of the Glory Sacramento Fund with a grant in the amount of $20,000. High fives all around. The donation will help launch youth programs that bring the beautiful game to underdeserved communities in our region. The fund is part of Republic FC's efforts to make Sacramento a better place to live, work, and play. Learn more or help us by donating online, sacrepublicfc.com. And what a great thing that it has been. I know a couple of organizations already receiving funding as well for that funding, the Glory Sacramento Fund. So let's get to your highlights now. Halftime highlights brought to you by NorCal Honda. NorCal gets it for style, performance, and value. Can't beat Honda. Early on, Cameron Owasa, he said, you know what, first minute, I'm taking a crack at it. Left foot, drills it off the post, and finds the net. An early goal from Sacramento. We have not seen that this year. Yeah, earliest goal this season.
Cam says, why not have a crack with my left foot? Then quickly, Cam kind of comes over, overcommits, leaves a huge piece of space right behind him as we get Rodriguez memo with a nice little move right there. That's a good look right there with Chris Christian coming in right through Chris Christian's legs. A couple more chances for Sacramento's. Cam's in a great spot here. Great save by Irving.
Just
Cam needs to finish that.
2 fingers on that, I think, that one. And here's a couple more chances. Over and over, and time again, DeFont there with the left foot. You had the face of the goal. All you had to do was put a target. And again,
Cam Owasa once again. We were talking about it during the break. Cam could have had 3 goals in that half. He had the first one, obviously, well taken. That's not a full chance, half chance. He takes it. Probably misses his one full chance with a great save by Irving, but I still think Cam could have done better. And that header right there, fantastic piece of athleticism for Cam. Gets up nicely, and just a nice little flick to the far post, and even DeFont with a few chances as well.
Yeah, I felt like Cam could easily have had 2 goals on the half. So here we go. Our halftime stats. Shots on goal, 4-1 for Sacramento. The Toros have had a couple of good looks as well. And the corners about even. We are about to get underway here at Bonnie Field for the second half of play alongside Kevin Goldthwait. I'm Rob McAllister. It's been a great evening of soccer here in the capital city. The Toros and the Republic playing for the very first time in this matchup here. Rio Grande Valley in their inaugural season. And we know that the club in their first year can have success. The Republic did it in 2014 with a championship banner to end the year. And what a run that was. That was with Coach Preki. Now at the helm is Paul Buckle, who's had some turnaround, brought in some younger players. They're playing a little bit of a different style of soccer, and now the results are starting to come along with it. As Republic currently in 5th place, as the standings all jumbled here after this night. We'll see how they all work out. But first half of play, Kevin, your assessment, tied at 1. How'd you feel about how the Republic played?
A pretty exciting, energetic first half. I mean, you look at the coaching staff right now. They seem to be pretty solid. So I wonder what the mood is like in the locker room at this time. It's always interesting to see how guys and teams come out. But first half, I think Sacramento played pretty well, went forward, moved the ball in that final third nicely. But I think defensively need to be a little bit tighter and can't concede that many chances and can't let Rio Grande in behind them as easy as they did the few chances that they had. So I want to see him kind of lock it up in the back, but continue to go forward and with pace and with energy.
Oh, here we go. A little energy early on. Tavo slows it down to Barrera. Barrera, quick one touch to the left side. Here's James Kiffey. Kiffey has been only tackling about 1 or 2 times tonight. Going to need him to be more aggressive.
I mean, our outside backs, both Kiffey and Clementa tonight, haven't really been active in that final third, serving balls in the box. Clementa's had a couple opportunities, but you typically see our Sacramento, both our outside backs being much more involved in the attack.
And the whistle will blow. It'll be against the Republic. Danny Barrera wants an explanation and fighting for an earlier foul. But here we are in the second half of play. Offside call appears to be the whistle blown. But you've seen some jostling, and Reina Fonseca has let things go. I mean, you've seen guys going up, battling. And it's just been a good out fight here.
Consistency from the center referee. She's done a good job tonight, and that's all you can ask as a player is consistency, whether you're going to let them play or you're going to call things tighter than normal. I think tonight there's been consistency across the board, so no complaints for the center referee. 45 more minutes to go, though, Rob.
A lot of time both clubs have had some chances to break this one open. Memo Rodriguez was being asked to step up with Escalante out after being hit with a red card against Oklahoma City a week ago. And he has done just that. Republic with a couple of quick touches. They've been aggressive here to come out of the locker room. Tava looking for a teammate. Trying to turn the corner here against Kai Green. And it gives right back to the Toros. Volley here, breaking free. Get a good chance for Rodriguez again. DeFont will send it back. Dominic Jakubek. One of the best keepers in the league. His goals against average is second in the USL. Working to the 48th minute. And with the horrific shooting in Orlando earlier this week, the game against Orlando and San Jose, as we're moving forward here, quick Sacramento with a bullet in, send it back out. And Tavo will give a strike from distance. It sails over the crossbar.
Great little effort there by Tavo. Can't complain with that. But on that service by Emra, like to see that he's just not on the same page with him and Adam John. Need to be on the same page. You need to know when that ball's being whipped in.
And so with that shooting in Orlando, the crowd in Orlando setting aside 49 empty seats for the victims killed in that tragedy at Pulse nightclub. And in the 49th minute, they went silent. They had a moment of silence, I should say, in Orlando. And here tonight, the Tower Bridge Battalion in the 49th minute, they will go silent, and here they are. So as the play will resume on the field, for the first time since the Republic have taken the field so many matches ago, 3 years ago, they decide that they will go silent as well. The Toros getting aggressive here early. Kiffey, nearly a giveaway. And Augustine Caceres has to make a decision, enables to find Emmer Clements out on the wing. It's giving pressure to the right as TJ Kastner. A lot of back and forth here at Bonnie Field here in the second half of play. Adam John, quick touch. Breaking it up is Magalhaes.
Magalhaes well read right there. Adam John's got to feel and sense that pressure.
And a foul, a whistle is blown. And now there goes the silent. There's a yellow card issued to Augustine Caceres for the foul. Was it given to Adam John? Looked like she pointed the direction of Caceres, but John was the one who brought Kastner down. And so as you hear the silence from the Tower Bridge Battalion to honor the 49 victims and the one flag, the pride of California, into the air. And back come the Toros here. Good ball looking in. Jacobek has to come out. Drops it for a moment. And looking to run is Barrera. Barrera up high. It's a cut off by Malky.
That's a good ball by Dominic. That's one thing that the Simon Shepard and Dominic have been working on quite a bit. Simon being the goalkeeper coach for Sacramento is Dom's distribution out of the back. I love the thought that needs to be one of the starting point when you're talking about building out of the back. It comes from Dom, and Dom does a good job distributing there.
Here's Awasa. Quickly, Tavo looking for John, sprays it out again, and he is not looking for James Kiffey, as Kiffey was not there to make the run.
And those things, that's the second time I think Tavo's done that. It's just, for me, it's a bit laziness where you're not really following through with your play. You're taking a chance. The little back heel, whatever it is, another opportunity right there, just needs to be a little bit better concentration, and that really, it's just your mental strength and how tired you are, how tired you're not. It just needs to be a little bit better there by Tavo.
All USL matches are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Follow the action on the USL YouTube channel today. YouTube.com/USL. You can watch past matches as well if you want to review this one or any others. Both teams not able to secure the possession here tonight. That's something the Toros were looking to do coming into. They wanted to stay in the attacking third, see if they could hold the ball. But defensively, the Republic have not allowed that, and we've seen a lot of back and forth. This ball ping-ponging from one third to the other. Cameron Awasa with a goal in the first minute. Memo Rodriguez in the 15th.
Yeah, I think you brought up a good point there, Rob. It seems like, all year, that's been the problem for Sacramento, whether it's going to be someone going to be able to retain possession or be the one that's going to play that final pass or that final touch on goal or on target. Seems to have been lacking, whether it's leadership or not, I don't know.
And Green gets physical and pushes.
But maybe it's just simply leadership. Someone needs to come out there and step up right now. And the thing that needs to be a little bit better in my mind, and you mentioned, is possession. They got to hold on to the ball and they have it and be a little bit more responsible with it.
Well, they got a corner kick as Kai Green defensively made a nice play against Tavo, but now it's a chance for Danny Barrera at his left foot. Crowd into it. Headed looking in, and it's driven well, and it finds the net! And it's Cameron Awasa, number 5 on the season. He's got a brace, and the local product has put the Republic up 2-1 here in the 53rd minute.
Yeah, it just shows Cam's athleticism right here. One of these things, we saw Adam John try to do it earlier as well. You're kind of falling away from goal, and it takes such strong core strength and ab strength to get your body above this and head it down towards the ground. You see Cam peel away a little bit, kind of off the back foot. Just hits it as hard as he can and just comes through.
It looked like Irving had it.
Looks like a little deflection right here off maybe Kastner. We can't see the number right there, but looks like there is a little deflection there. And Irving is kind of thrown off a little bit, but once again, go back to the quality and strength there by Cam Awasa, showing that core strength to be able to kind of go off your back foot and still get some pace on it right there. Wonderful piece of skill and technique by Cam.
And it's almost like a changeup in baseball, Kev. It seems like it was just so slow. Like, how do you not get a glove on it? And here's a great through ball to Adam John. Adam John pushed out of the way.
Wonderful, wonderful ball by Danny Barrera. Adam needs to do a little better of that. He's going to be thinking about that one later as well.
Well, it's still a chance for the Republic as they push forward.
Possession's key now, too. This is always interesting.
And back to that goal, Kevin. I mean, sorry to cut you off. It's almost as Irving had an easy play on it. It just fell over the top of his glove.
Yeah, I think it might have been TJ Kastner in there as well. Maybe throwing the depth perception off a little bit with another body. Maybe their deflection as well, where Irving's looking for the ball to be in a play. It looks like, see if there's a deflection here. You got Cam leaning off his back foot, finishes. That's a little deflection, right there, slows it down a little bit. I think, in my mind, Irving's probably assuming that there's not going to be deflection, going for the ball low. Deflection maybe bounces a little bit, comes up above him. Might have been Garcia or Kastner in there, but one way or the other, I think the deflection absolutely throws Irving off. But kudos once again to Cam. You got to put the thing on target. Good things happen, Rob.
And Cameron Iwasa with 4 good looks at goal tonight. He's broke through on 2 of them. And so it's 2-1. Cameron Iwasa with his 5th goal of the season.
Cam's been a beast here in the first 55 minutes. Been a handful to deal with, and we talked about it just in the second half started. Cam should have at least 1 or 2 more in my mind. He's been very deadly in that final third.
Well, here's James Kiffey, who's moving forward. The attack down. Here comes Danny Barrera. Good looker header again. It's Iwasa one more time into the arms of Irving.
I think that might have been Adam John who ended up getting on the final touch on it, and Cam was crashing nicely. And if John might have cleared out a little bit, I think Iwasa might have been able to do something else again there.
So the chances are coming, Kevin. I know that that was an issue early in the season. There just weren't even the chances. And the strikes were coming from on the edge of the 18-yard box. We're in the 6 constantly the last few games. You got to feel pretty good if you're Paul Buckle and staff.
Yeah, it just goes back. It's funny how week to week things change, the moods change. And, when we went through that, it was really about a month or even a 5-week spell of goal drought. And everyone maybe, moving the panic button a little bit closer or opening the switch, opening the lid to get that panic button hit. And thankfully, nobody really did. And they stuck to the plan, stuck to the game plan, stuck to the same training sessions. And here we go. The floodgates are starting to open a little bit for the guys and seeing results from the hard work that they're putting in training sessions.
For the Toros, who answered back about 13, 14 minutes after the first goal. What will they do here? Will they give it up to Tabo? Adam John running with him. Underlap. Here comes Tabo. Now Tabo with a strike. Caceres was running on the backside, but I think a good chance that the defense was starting to recover. Now we have a substitution, as it is Christian Lucatero who come out, Eric Bird, who will replace him in the midfield.
Christian Lucatero, replaced by number 10, Eric Bird.
So Eric Bird, originally drafted by Philadelphia a season ago, was on loan with the Harrisburg City Islanders. 22-year-old comes into this match in the 57th minute. He's got 1 goal in the season, just making his 6th appearance for RGV. 2-1 Sacramento, a brace by Cameron Iwasa. Chris Christian has come way up off that back 4 there. And here's a great ball by looking for Iwasa, and the speed recovery of George Malky thwarted that attack. Maybe a little heavy from John, but a good idea.
Yeah, maybe a little early, too. You got to let that evolve a little bit. Maybe get Cam a little deeper on his run. If he does that, I think it might open up a little bit better. Or Cam's got the ability to either slow down or cut off Malky to give himself a better chance to get the ball. But a good look by John nonetheless.
Well, it's not too late to sign up your child for Footwork and Ball Mastery Clinic taking place in Sacramento on Sunday, June 26th. Registration $55. And for a complete listing, just go to the website, sacrepublicfc.com. And here's a lazily ball sent into Dominic Jacobek, being pressured. Memo Rodriguez, who has a goal tonight. And now Adam John just lets it slip through for a moment. It's Kevin Garcia able to get it. But here's on the attack, Cameron Iwasa. He has been a bulldog tonight. Now he's looking for John. John settles it at his chest. Back down to Barrera. Barrera breaks free. Barrera, 1 touch, 2 touch. And they're going to say handball on Danny Barrera. Or is it on Adam John before then? So they call the ball dead as Adam John tried to volley it off his chest. May have had an arm extended. Yeah, the crowd doesn't like it.
I think this is definitely Adam John. Look at his right arm here. The ball's going to come off. Just trying to chest trap it. Comes off that right bicep. It's pretty close to that chest.
And the hand out, I think, is what got him. You put your hand back down. Is it really an unnatural way to jump up in the air?
Go back to even before that with Cam Iwasa. He's feeling really good right now. You can see he's just got a little extra in his step right now. Goes in, he's able to drive up that right flank, and I love that little lofted ball on top of the 18-yard box as Adam John's peeling off. We saw it last week against the Monarchs, and that's how Adam John scored his goal from Cam Iwasa. Same exact type of play. I love that ball by Cam into Adam John. Just unfortunate Adam handled the ball.
The Toros with 22 points on the season. The Republic with 21. And each club looking to pick up 3. The Republic right now in the driver's seat. And it's been a battle for these top 4 positions in the West. And Green, last touch, Tavo, a little bit of a forearm check. But Kai Green, he's physical, he's fast, and he's got the tools. There's no doubt about that. Just 22 years of age from South Orange, New Jersey.
Yeah, I like that. I like Tavo being able to run at a guy like Kai Green just like that. Tavo with the ball, holding his own pace-wise with Kai. And when you drive the ball into that final third and you're able to kind of win and retain possession and love it.
Here's misplayed by the Republic, now moving forward. Here's Malky. Malky will try to send one in, getting back just in time, gets a boot on his Amber Clementa. Here comes a corner kick for RGV. George Malky showing his own pace. Very solid defender out of Scottsdale, Arizona. So Lucatero is out, and that means Memo Rodriguez, the top goal scorer on the pitch right now for RGV, is now taking the corner kicks here. Interesting move by the Toros. This one's ball driven low. Easy clearance for Sacramento.
Yeah, Sacramento really needs to kind of check themselves in the back right now to make sure they're not. The gaps are fine and the spacing's fine.
Here's a ball driven low. Emilio Garcia. Quick touch again.
As the game's starting to feel like it's opening up a little bit. And as a player, you need to have that sense. You have to have that feeling as the game starts to open up, especially you want your 2 center backs and your goalkeeper to be able to kind of, check everybody else, get them focused, get them back in as the game's starting to open up like this. Bring it back together, especially when you have the lead, to know that you don't want to concede anything here. And when the chance comes, there's going to be another chance or 2 for Sacramento, and whoever it is up front, you need to be thinking that if it comes to you, you're going to do everything you can to get in the back of the net and really open the game up at that point.
Toro's putting pressure. Here's Kasner. Kasner's got a little bit of space. He cuts it back to the middle of the park. Calling for it wide is Memo Rodriguez. Rodriguez traps it at his foot, takes it with the left foot. Ball driven in. Chris Christian.
Great clearance. Great clearance by Chris Christian. Strong with the head. Right back where it came from, out for a throw-in.
And the Toros, who have put up 19 goals on the season, are looking for another one. Here's Memo Rodriguez. Rodriguez just sprays it out left wide. Tough chance there. And I think if you're Republic, you're going to take that look all day long.
Yeah, but it's poor defending, too. You have 2 guys out there against Memo, and Memo's able to find himself on top of the 18-yard box on his left foot and having to strike. Needs to be better defensively, better organized between James Kiffey and Octavio there. You see Paul Buckles probably giving the same thought as well. Just too easy. Get a look. You got 2 guys here, and you're able to, he just splits them both. I mean, that doesn't take much for a guy like Memo to be able to curl that thing, wrap it around into the far post, and it comes off a simple throw-in. It doesn't come from anything but a throw-in. That's just simply tuning in and knowing what your defensive responsibility is. And that's what I'm talking about right now. It seems to be opening up, and guys are kind of maybe getting a little lackadaisical, for lack of a better word.
Still got 28 minutes to go.
I mean, exactly. And this is where you need your leaders to step up and say, put your foot on the ball, slow things down when you can, and get control of this game again.
Well, interesting there is you think that Rodriguez maybe had one more second at it. He could have taken another touch or 2 and had a better look at it. Luckily for the Republic, he decided to take the first chance. It remains 2-1. So Donovan Jogobek has given up just 8 goals on the season. Second best in the USL. They don't come very often, and for a club that can score 3 or 4 goals in a game, Republic defense has played well again tonight. Cameron Iwasa offensively has been stellar. Gives it up in this turn.
That's where I think Cam needs to pick his game up in that area right there. You see how good he is going forward. But his hold-up play needs to be a little bit stronger.
He stays on his feet here. Now he's moving forward. Malky giving chase from behind. Breaking it up. Looks like Magalhaes, excuse me, who's drafted 26 overall. Is a top pick for Houston this year. He's worked his way in just a considerable time with RGV. Bad touch here. Now it's a chance for the Republic to spring a little forward. They slow it down. And Koval, who's been fairly quiet tonight, trying to find the gap. Does for a moment. Now he's going to move forward. Being held from behind. No whistle blown. Buckle wants a call, and now the whistle comes. They played advantage for the moment.
That's fantastic by Arena in that situation. She knows that, you know, she's trying to give a guy like JJ maybe a bit of an advantage, and sees that advantage dissipates and gives the call.
With a few opportunities on a set piece for the Republic tonight. There's Danny Barrera again. Barrera with the left foot drives this one pretty well. Runners just got a little too ahead of it.
Yeah, a line of 4 Republic guys.
Well, they still got a chance.
And Rio Grande were all on the top of the 18. I don't know if they're trying to pull an offside trap of some sort there, but there was 4 guys, 4 Republic, 4 maroon jerseys crashing that goal, in 0 white Rio Grande jerseys doing anything about it. Absolutely get away with one, Rio Grande does there.
Eric Bird, quick touch. Settles it down here. There's Charlie Ward. Charlie Ward's been more of a defensive midfielder in this match here. Sort of playing in front of that front 4, allowing Green and Malky to move up. Here's Memo looking for a teammate. He'll turn it back thing and slow it down to their captain, Kevin Garcia. Kevin Garcia was selected in the 3rd round by the New England Revolution. Played a little bit in Sweden, just 25 years of age. Might find his place with the Dynamo here soon, who needs some help defensively.
Kind of a journeyman too. There's been a few different countries and he's only 25 years old.
He's got the beard to prove it. Here's his right foot, ball driven well. DeFont goes up, undercut by Kastner, and great aggressive play by Mike DeFont.
Look at this line, how this is breaking out. 4 Republic guys. You do have one RGV guy. Looks like Miguel Magalhães, I think. Yeah, I mean, only one guy really tracking.
Well, here's Memo Rodriguez on a corner. Ball driven well. Christian gets to it. Giving chase. Quickly back. Now is Ward. Ward gets it back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez got all kinds of space off of the knee of James Kiffey.
Yeah, I mean,
and a reset.
And Sacramento's lucky there. No one's picking up the guy taking the cross here. And it looks like it's Memo taking the cross. Someone needs to be able to keep track of him and organize as the ball's cleared out and take responsibility to get him marked.
Here's Rodriguez, punched away by Jakubek. Back again on the floor.
What a strike.
Deep from Charlie Ward.
That's such a hard ball to hit, and hits it just absolutely purely right there. Charlie Ward does. But still, Memo's on this outside, wide open.
Again, another chance. Dangerous ball in the middle of the 18. Kastner, flag goes up. It's offside.
Sacramento a bit lucky there. Defensively, looked a little bit shaky right here in the last few minutes. And once again, this is something through the course of the game, you got to check yourself. You got to bring yourself back into the moment. It's easy to get lost and kind of get drift away from what the plan is, the game plan is. And this is where you just, pull your socks up, pull your shorts up, whatever it is, to tune yourself in. That was one of the tools that I use, is just pull your socks up. Okay, I got work to do. My job's not done. What are my responsibilities? What are we doing? And you kind of almost got to tell yourself. You have to have that conversation, the inner dialogue with yourself.
Seems over those moments, little nerve-wracking moments. The U.S. men's national team just the other night. I mean, you watch the last 20 minutes of that, and it was hard to stay on solid ground. They haven't quite seen that level yet, but there's a sense of that playing of not losing and continuing that attack, but being smart about it as well.
Yeah, it's funny. I heard someone say, it might have been Tim Howard. It's as soon as that belief steps in, or that thought steps in that you're going to play a little bit more defensively, all of a sudden it becomes such a massive, massive feeling throughout your side, through your team. And as soon as that belief comes in, then you're done.
Ball driven back. It's Jakubek out for the air, just on the edge of the 6. He'll quickly throw, looking for Danny Barrera. And give it away. Malky moving forward. Malky drops it back to Kastner. Kastner now will move forward. He'll surge. Diving, sliding tackle by Mike DeFont, breaks up the play and looking for a counter. Here's James Kiffey, not often seen in the middle of the park, but he's pushing here. Kiffey slowing things down.
Well done. Good decision by James Kiffey. Finds himself in a position he's not used to, keeps the ball, doesn't force it. Love that decision by James Kiffey.
Augustine Caceres to Emmer Clementa, who's had a very quiet night. This ball driven low, looking for Adam John. John trying to turn back to the goal. Sprays it, Tavo. Will he get to it? Out comes Irving. Irving bobbles it. Irving back down to the turf.
Adam John and Tavo just not on the same page. I'd like to see Tavo maybe just being able to run into that or lean into that ball by Adam John a little bit better. Kind of catches him by surprise. Tavo does a good job to get there nonetheless.
Well, become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive news and interactive content, or follow them at USL on Twitter. Keep up with all the live action during the 2016 season. What a season. It's hard to imagine that it's already been a third of the season has gone by. Here we are in the middle of June. And Kevin, we've already notched in 12 matches. Here we are, the 13th match. It's amazing how fast these seasons just seem to fly by. And if you're not careful, the early get-go, you've sort of got to stay in the hunt. If you've seen it in the MLS last few years, if you're not really in that top 9 in your division, conference, you're probably not going to make the postseason. Here's a good chance now for the Toros. Tears with the strike, and they have now equalized.
It's a good little piece of individual play right there, really. I mean, but defensively probably needs to be a little bit better. You can't let that ball come in the box and allow a guy that much time. Looks like it's Eric Bird. Eric Bird does a wonderful job, just gets it on his hip, turns, takes 2 or 3 touches. Chris Christian, Mike DeFont right there. I mean, they're both going in hard. You look at that. What more can you really want them to do? Obviously, make a block.
So Eric Bird with his second goal on the season for the Toros. And the University of Virginia product comes on as a substitution, the 57th minute, and he has now made his impact felt as we are tied at 2-2. Republic have had the better looks. Here's Adam John. Is he onside? He is. Now he's got a chance. It's going to be Cameron Iwasa. Back to Adam John. Kicked away.
Somebody have a strike. Somebody have a strike right there. You got to figure out a way. You're a striker. 2 strikers, Cam and Adam John right there. Someone needs to figure out a way, pull the trigger, and test Irving there. Needs to happen. Adam is in a great spot. It's a quick set piece here. Corners, balls in play.
Well, here's Tabo. Down low, and Iwasa again looking for his third on the night. There's Rodriguez, who has a goal as well. So Eric Bird has now made it a 2-2 game here at Bonnie Field. Here's Kastner. The Toros. Excuse me, that's Bird again. So Eric Bird just on the edge. Tricky heel move here with a right foot. Clementa. Iwasa will just try to get it upfield. Now it's Kastner. Ups and downs of this one here, Kevin Goldthwait. Big strike by the Republic in the first minute. Then they concede the lead. Ties it at 1. 14 minutes later by Memo Rodriguez. And then early in the second half, another goal by Cameron Iwasa. And then this time, it's Eric Bird to make it 2-2. And Chris Christian pushing Bird. And it'll be a throw, and luckily not to get a foul there. That would have been a great set piece for RGV.
Yeah, Chris Christian needs to be smart right there. Bird's got his back to goal. No reason to foul. Let him take a touch and just make him play backwards. So easy to say from the booth, but it's a center back. That's your job.
Quick header, and Eric Bird has had an impact on this match so far. There's no doubt about it. Here's Adam John trying to take 4 white jerseys on. Spraying it up top for Augustine Cazares. Great touch. What a good look from Adam John to keep the attack moving forward. Here's J.J. Caval. Out wide. Here come the Republic now trying to get back up on top. Concedes to Barrera. Barrera just too quick of a touch. Was looking for Iwasa. Too easy of a play.
And it's a counterattack ball, too. You got both your outside backs. We're going forward. Emmer's still trying to get back. James is back at least.
Off to the right side.
Such a difficult turnover for him to deal with.
Here's Rodriguez. The Toros continue the attack. And Murphy has been aggressive. A couple of sloppy plays here in the last couple of moments here, and it has allowed for the Toros to strike back here. Now we're going to have a couple of substitutions for the Republic, as Adam John will be out, and Harry Williams will come in. So the youngster from England getting a chance, shows a lot of great pace, and now defensively it'll be Alfonso Motogalvan in for Agustin Caceres. Caceres has had a great night. I thought Adam John's had one of his best 75 minutes or so that we've seen him this season. Didn't score a goal, but physically he was very good.
Yeah, physically came in and battled, did what he needed to do. Won a lot of aerial balls. Interesting substitution by Paul with Alfonso coming in. As Augie had some heavy legs. But Alfonso will come in, and what I like to see from Alfonso is you got to be that stalwart in the back with JJ and distribute when you have it. And that's what Alfonso does really good. Can strike a good ball with both feet.
Here's Barrera.
But like to see him really start to spread the field a little bit, Alfonso, with his passing.
Caval on along the touchline is Kippy. Kippy jumps over Rodriguez. Back to Caval. Caval finding Tavo. Tavo being held by Kevin Garcia. No whistle from Fonseca. And now a counter. Poking through from the backside. Kippy. And here comes a whistle. And will he get a booking? Now Chris Christian as furious and into the face of Reina Fonseca. And there is no doubt that number 8, Chris Christian, will be booked. And that is Chris Christian's 4th on the season. One more. And there is no doubt that we will see Chris Christian out for a game, so he has to now be careful. Now your 2 center backs, each with a yellow tonight.
Yeah, 75th minute. Something to think about, but still, Chris is frankly, he's lucky. That's a decent tackle. Maybe from behind, rule the book, probably a foul, but coming off of just on the other side of the field, a foul probably missed on Octavio, and Chris is lucky here not to get a red card. You can't get yourself in the face of the center referee like that.
And what purpose does it serve at this point?
Yeah, but it's interesting with Chris. He's such a quiet, even keel sort of guy. To see him that fiery right there, I like to see the passion from him. So on that side, but still, you got to be careful.
There's a ball popped in, back post. Chris Christian misses Murphy on the second chance, and it hits the bar. It hit the near post, and luckily, it did not find the back of the net, and the Republic hold on to a 2-2 tie.
Dom was just staring at that thing as it sailed to that far post. It looked like it might have even caught that upper corner. Goalkeeper's best friend, though. The post absolutely saves him.
How about both clubs tonight? Able to find the post a couple of times and not able to sneak it in. Here's Eric Bird, who has a goal looking for Kastner. Kastner will circle it right back around to number 10.
And that even comes off of Chris Christian, I think, being a little bit too slow, trying to dive in and block a cross or clear a ball, allowing RVG to get themselves
Here's
in
Bird
a good
again,
position.
Looking to his right, going to dink it up. Not making a run, and so it will be another good look here.
And watch Christian here coming back. Settle your feet. It's not that difficult there. And off the crossbar, is that Garcia that does that? What a great little strike. Unfortunate for Dom there, though. Hits the crossbar, and the game stays level at 2s.
And the ball stays in play as over the top kick here. And into the corner goes the Toros, who try to slow down this attack by the Republic. Toros have gotten the better of the Republic in the last 10 or 15 minutes, able to equalize on a goal by Eric Bird. Well, we are very privileged to now welcome in our esteemed guest here today. We're so happy you could join us. Brandon Chastain, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
It's my pleasure to be here. This is a great atmosphere. I love it.
And so far, we've seen an exciting match back and forth, 2-2 here. And it can always be heartbreaking, these type of matches where you feel like you've got it, you lose it, now you've got it again, and then you lose it again. As a player, what's that like? How do you stay focused?
Well, I think the goal is always to just, the next play. So that's how you have to look at these games, and they will ebb and flow. But, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's making sure that you take care of what you need to in front of the goal to score goals. So you got some good players here on this pitch, so I have a good feeling.
So Brandy Chastain joining us here alongside Kevin Goldthwait and Rob McAllister. 2-2 here at Bonnie Field as Octavio Guzman will come out. It'll be Max Alvarez who comes in. And Max Alvarez, as a substitute, has been very good here. A young man who was a trialist, came on as a tryout, I should say, made the team, was a key contributor to the 2014 squad. And now he is out on the pitch. And so a very good player. And
seems very popular.
Very popular indeed. As Cameron Iwasa works this one out of the corner here. And those of you who don't know, Brandy, Olympic gold medalist, a couple of World Cups. And we had a chat with a crowd, a bunch of the youth players, and that was a great thrill for me. I'm sure a lot of those young women were just excited to be able to meet and talk with you as well. As we have a throw in here, a dangerous ball looking for the Toros. Toros with one more look, and it just sprays out wide. As Dominic Jacobek, again, a sigh of relief as Eric Bird with one more good look. And, I mean, this is the type of match it's been.
Well, this is Eric just posting up, playing out a long throw. This is the second time he's been in that situation, found himself, and once again picks up that second ball, just pulls it a little bit as Dom watches it sail for a goal kick. But the back four right now really need to tune themselves in for this last 10 minutes.
They need to get out of the box a little bit.
Yeah,
they got to get a little bit higher.
Clear their line, and you see them, they're being a little bit, in my mind, lethargic coming out. Both guys sitting on yellow cards as well. It's going to be an interesting 10 minutes.
You got to allow the goalkeeper to own that space in there. You can't drop back so far.
Yeah, completely agree. So, Brandy, a lot of experience here in Northern California soccer. What are your thoughts of Sacramento getting a team like we have right now and the energy and atmosphere?
Well, we're moving forward. And here's Max Alvarez with a right foot, slowly in, cleared away by the Toros.
Oh, I think it's wonderful. I think, California can support multiple teams. We're such a large state with such a large understanding and passion for soccer. So I think this is wonderful. And what's also great, I think it will bring a great derby to Northern California, which is what we need. I mean, who needs Los Angeles, even though I think it's great.
Well, yeah, I mean, we have a natural rivalry that's been brewed in the city for a long time with anything LA for that matter. But also you got the Northern California Earthquakes that they've been in here a few times, and there's been some tension, some good battles.
It's not a friendly. Let's put it that way. It's not.
And it's been really fun.
Whoever gave the name to that game, I don't know.
Yeah, we like to say it was someone French for sure. But what's exciting is I completely agree to create a natural rivalry, a great derby, and sky's the limit for that. And even along the West Coast, going up to Portland, Seattle, Vancouver. I mean, wonderful opportunity to really kind of bring this game, especially the Central Valley. I think been overlooked for a long time. I'm born and raised in Sacramento, so I'm thrilled to see that we have something that's really sticking. And the game really seems to be sticking right now for the first time in a long time. I don't know if you can kind of speak on that, on how your thoughts are. But for the first time in my life, I feel like finally people are doing more than the World Cup 4 years, interested for 2 months, and then wait for the next 4 years.
Well, I was talking to somebody about this earlier. I really feel that what's happened is it's an evolution of generations, right? So that when I was growing up, soccer was an immigrant sport. And now my sons and their friends will know soccer only as an American sport. And that really, I think, is the difference, because people feel a little bit of ownership to it. Their kids play, their grandkids play, and so they're more invested. And I think it's greater than ever, and it will continue to be great.
And here's Cameron Iwasa. Takes it off the face here. Still an attack, James Kiffey. And the success the women's have. You see the men now doing some pretty nice things in the Copa America tournament. Are these all the things that are beneficial in getting people interested? I mean, you talk about the talent level. The women's, you guys have had it for the next 15, 20 years, and now the men are almost starting to catch up. Is all of that, bringing that together, does that help play into the pride of soccer in this country and people wanting to play it?
Well, we're Americans, so we like a winner, right?
Right. Here's Danny Barrera. Will send his cross. It'll ricochet. Garcia in the neighborhood. Down into the box goes Harry Williams. Crowd wants a call. And Fonseca will not whistle. And so it will be a goal kick coming up for the Toros. And you're right. I mean, the Americans want to follow a winner. They want to follow someone that they feel they can get by, right?
Yeah, but I really feel that, you know, what's happening with the national teams, not just the women's team and, you know, their success, but I think, you know, what people are really hoping for now is that you not just win games, but you win games with style and class, and that you play good soccer. So the expectations are a little bit higher. The responsibility is really on the players to do a better job. It's not just get a win at the end of the day. You know, nobody's going to be satisfied with that anymore. We used to be, right? We used to be, but that's not how it is anymore.
And that's the big thing. I think the women really have an identity of what their style of play is and how they play and how successful they've been. I think the men, they really don't have an identity beyond we work hard, we're blue collar. So, you know, you look at Brazilians, you look at the Germans, they have a clear, distinct identity and style. But what kind of brand or what kind of identity do we have as a nation for our men's team, which I think something like you're talking about needs to have some substance to it, more than just being hardworking team where we're going to go out there and outwork you every game, and that's all we have. There needs to be some substance behind that to back it up, and hopefully that's really the next step for the men. And then hopefully that gets results, and you're able to compete regularly with, you know, the Argentinas, the Brazils, the Mexicos.
Yeah, well, there's one thing special about our country is we are a melting pot. So, you know, we used to talk about this a lot with the national team in the early days prior to the 96 Olympics and then into the 99 World Cup, which was, you know, listen, we're not afraid to take things that work from other places and make them our own.
Right.
You know, we have a lot of people here that do a lot of different things
from all over the world. Yeah, exactly.
And we can adopt those things into what we do. And so I know it would be great if we had one identity, that we played like the Dutch or we played like the Brazilians. But I honestly don't believe that will be in our future for a long time. If we just understand how the game can change and how it has a natural ebb and flow, and how there's times when it needs to go slow and how sometimes it needs to go fast, and if you have players that can alter that dynamic, then, you know, now you've got something.
Yeah, and that's when you got to wait for those players to come out, and also you got to wait for it to happen organically. You can't force.
And here's Emra Clementa, across that end just outside the 18. Here's Cameron Iwasa looking for a hat trick tonight. He'll get right back out to Clementa. Clementa drives this ball hard, and does it find the net? Oh my!
That's a goal. That's a goal.
Strike from distance, and it's all high fives at Bonnie Field. Emra Clementa does nearly the impossible in the 87th minute, and the Republic once again have taken the lead. It's 3-2.
Was it a cross or was it a shot? It doesn't matter. It's in the back of the net.
It's a shot cross.
Shot cross, the famous shot cross. Emra Clementa in a great spot. They get the ball in the top of the box. It gets whipped back out. Emra, outside right back, getting himself involved in that final third. Love to see that. Just hits it hard across the face of the goal. And Rob, we talk about that all the time. Hard across the face of the goal. Goals have been coming from out wide for Sacramento for the last 3 or 4 games. Clearly over the line. Danny Barrera with authority just to make sure. But well done by Emra, getting in a good spot in the attacking third and putting the ball in a dangerous position.
And we didn't get a chance to say, but there was a substitution. Eric Verso, number 22, down on the pitch, came in for Memo Rodriguez, who has one of the goals for the Toros tonight. But Emra Clementa picking up his second goal on the season. Now, Brandy, I know that you've had a couple of big goals in your lifetime. That euphoric feeling, I mean, it's hard to explain to people, right? It's just everything sort of works and comes together. And I think the celebrations, you can't really always plan them, can you?
No, they are and should always be organic.
Here's a chance. Sent the ball in green. Defont. Header. Whiffed on it was Barrera.
You know, goal scoring is, it doesn't happen very often in soccer, as we know. So, you know, the feeling you get when you accomplish that goal is, you know, it's individual and unique every time.
Here's Kevin Garcia. Kept it down low, looking for Bird again, who wanted a second. Green stays in the play. Kiffy. Couple of jostling going on between Garcia and Williams. Williams hits the deck. Koval will try to settle things down. Here's Alfonso Motogalvan. A bad giveaway here. The Toros, very aggressive, deflected over the bar.
And this is where
I'm going to have to have a talk with Coach Paul Buckle, because end of match tactics, I think, is one of the things that, you know, I don't feel that in men's soccer, U.S. soccer, MLS a lot of times is really handled very well. And right now we should be playing the ball to the corners. We don't have to play this short passes in the middle. You know, sometimes it's just relieve pressure.
Yeah, I completely agree in that situation. Alfonso Motogalvan's got to do better. He's got to serve that ball, find the channel, clear it out. Don't take chances.
Here's Garcia looking for back post. Still in the area and just whipping it out of play. A bad kick on it. Now the Toros have another chance at it. Send it right back in the middle of play. Going up. And the Republic able to get it out, and it will be a throw finally. Well, Brandy, we want to thank you so much for dropping by. We appreciate your insight. It was a great opportunity to talk with you, with all the youth players, and have you up here in the booth a little inside as well.
It's my pleasure, and congratulations to the Republic.
Thank you. We hope to see you back here soon.
All right, you got it.
And that's Brandy Chastain, Olympic gold medal winner, of course, World Cup champion as well, and nice enough to join us here in the booth. And she talked about the end of game tactics here. Now you have the final few moments of this match here, Kevin. What would you like to see as the Toros continue to put on the attack?
Well, right now, I mean, Toros have been kind of in our defensive third for the last few minutes. Need to obviously clear your lines, get everyone up, but then once you have the chance, as this thing progresses and evolves, when you get the ball, don't panic.
Ball being played in again.
Have an idea what you want to do. Is you see 3 minutes of extra time here going to be added on, but have an idea what you want to do, and hopefully spring Harry Williams and able to clear a line and kill time. And every time you do that, it should be 30 to 45 seconds off the clock when you're able to find a guy like Harry Williams streaking forward.
Well, Charlie Flores comes in for Emilio Garcia.
And that's, I mean, you don't need to kick the ball as hard and high and far as you can. It needs to be a quality decision.
And now one more substitution for Sacramento. And out comes Danny Barrera and in Tommy Stewart. So maybe a little bit of veteran leadership here. Tommy Stewart's pretty good at his feet with the ball, able to settle things down. So typically a very aggressive striker, but very flexible when he does as well. And this is a great chance for him.
Yeah, I mean, interesting to see where he comes in and see what his role is. If he's going to sit back, maybe go in front of a guy like Alfonso. Imagine that's where he's going to go, but he needs to be active. Tell yourself, I only got 2 minutes of work to do. Bust your tail and make things difficult for RVG.
And eat a little time away as well, or sprint stoppage time, as you heard from Kevin. There are 3 minutes here, so we'll see how much Fonseca adds to this after that substitution. RGV trying to equalize late. The Republic with 3 goals on the night. Clementa with a big one late in the second half of play here. A good header. No one making a run, and Dominic Jakubek now able to eat a time away. So Emra Clementa able to get on the board tonight. Cameron Iwasa with a brace. Memo Rodriguez and Eric Bird. Those are your goal scorers for the evening here. Harry Williams is getting battered around by Magalhães and Garcia, the 2 center backs for the Toros tonight. Charlie Ward now. Charlie Ward with a good strike with his right foot into the middle of the top of the 18. Here's another good look for the Toros. Dominic Jakubek just waiting for it there. And that's a tough ball, as you read as a goalkeeper. You either come out, you stay back. Did he make the right choice?
Yeah, I think he made the right choice there. It's a good little touch. The header kind of back across the face, and it looked like Iwasa was in a great position there. As here's Tommy Stewart stretching the pitch like we want him to do. See if he retains possession. Excuse me, it looks like it might have been Maxi out there, Max Alvarez.
And here's Harry Williams.
Now the ball's your friend here.
And this ball's driven hard into the stands.
Take your time.
Well, Sounders 2 return to Bonnie Field Saturday, July 2nd to take on your Republic FC. 8 p.m. kickoff. Limited number of tickets remain. Ticketmaster.com. Should be a great 4th of July weekend. Don't miss that match. That will also be aired on the CW31. Kevin Goldthwait and I will have the call for that. And here's Emra Clementa. And I agree with you, Kevin. Just eat at this thing. Here's Tommy Stewart now. Tommy Stewart's going to try to keep it in the corner. Now he's going to take a seat on the turf. Eat away these seconds. Keep it in your attacking third if you can.
Well done here. Just killing 30 seconds, 45 seconds off the clock. Hopefully retain possession. Our throw, Republic throw again.
And that's what's something we saw in the Real Monarchs game here on a Wednesday night. How well Tavo himself was pretty much eating the clock away. It was brilliant soccer, and he was able to secure the win here at home.
No, this is part of the game here that's important. How to finish a game, because we're already past 93 minutes here.
Well, now it's Charlie Ward trying to spring something forward.
Well done.
Cut off by Iwasa. Iwasa trying to keep it in play, does not, and so it'll be a throw. And that is it. Full time is blown. Sacramento gave up 2 leads. They hold on to the third one. They win this one 3-2. against the Rio Grande Valley Toros. We'll have your full-time highlights. We'll have your stats as well. Wow, Kevin, what a match. We'll talk about it. And you'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Let's hear for Kama Awasa tonight as the Republic win in dramatic fashion 3-2. This was a good old shootout tonight, Cameron.
Yeah, I mean, every time we seem to get out in front. I mean, we got off to a great start. It's the first time in a while we got a good first half goal, and unfortunately we gave it away before the half as well. Came out, got another early goal, and they came right back, and then a fun finish, I guess. So, just glad we got the win. We pulled it out in the end.
An amazing shot by Ebra Clemente, the game winner, but you had 2 goals of your own. You almost had the hat trick tonight. Let's talk about your goals.
Yeah, I mean, the first one, just hit it hard. Sometimes it finds the target, The second one, Danny served up a great ball. He served me a great one in the first half as well, and unfortunately couldn't finish it. Took advantage of it in the second half.
Yeah, you hit the post with what would have been another header that would have gone in, but it's still a tremendous effort. And it always feels better to get 3 points than 1.
Oh, absolutely. We battled tonight. We played really well. Gave up a couple of goals, and we pride ourselves in the clean sheets, but showed a lot of resiliency to come back and come back twice from giving up that tying goal and eventually pull out the win.
7-game unbeaten streak now. Are you guys playing your best soccer of the year?
I mean, you'd have to say so, right? I mean,
I would say so.
It's how we expect to play, though. Every time we step on the field, we expect to come away with a win. So it's definitely been a good run, and we don't expect it to end anytime soon.
All right, Cameron, congratulations on a great night. Congratulations on the victory. Go celebrate with your teammates.
Thank you.
All right, let's hear it for Cameron Awasa, everybody, our Bonnie Man of the Match. Back up to you, Jamie.
What a fun match this was, Kevin Goldthwait. Cameron Iwasa, first minute, sets the tone for this one, I think. There was no sitting back. There was no steady hold the ball possession game. This was one that was back and forth. Let's take a look at your full-time highlights presented by NorCal Honda Dealers. Early Often, it was Cameron Iwasa in the attack, and right from the get-go, a big strike. He found the post a couple of times tonight. Luckily for that one, it went in.
Yeah, get a good look at that. Just a wonderful strike. And then obviously this little hiccup by the back four. And Cam, early in the second half, gets his second goal. Love that effort there. Shows his strength and athleticism. And Sacramento defensively, once again, being a little bit too soft. It's almost like a heavyweight fight here, Rob. You're exchanging jabs, and then finally,
you gotta love this one.
Haymaker.
You gotta get shirt to say, gotta find target. That's like the Kevin Goldthwait saying, he found target all right, and slots it in there.
And that's just Irving.
That's tough.
He'll be thinking about that one later tonight as well. But you're right, you got to put it on target. You got to put it in dangerous positions, and when you do so, good things happen. So, I mean, it's as simple as that. And tonight, I think we did a pretty good job. Honestly, we could have come away with 4 or 5 goals, all things considered. But 3 goals tonight, conceding 2, something to think about, but
just second time this season, the Republic have scored 3. And so that is your full-time highlights presented by Northern California Honda Dealers, NorCalHondaDealers.com for more details. We want to thank everyone who showed up, everyone who tuned in here tonight. Thank you to Brandy Chastain, our guest at the second half there, at the late half of the break. She was good luck charm, got that final goal for the Republic. Thank the entire Franklin crew for all the work they do behind the scenes. I want to thank our producer, Jeff Butler, our executive director and producer, Rusty Pravat. For Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. Full-time here, 3-2. The Republic with another 3 points. They extend the unbeaten streak to 7 games. They continue to roll on. They've got it on the road next week in Arizona, then right back here. Don't want to miss this one at Bonnie Field. The Republic are heating up just in time for summer. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.